I'm just going to start doing this manual toggle to come in because I really like this fade in and fade out. Can't believe I didn't think about doing this as a little trick sooner, but hey, streaming again, second time today, doing our standard covering of whatever 06/45/2017 decided to ramble about for his Sunday sermon. This being an interesting one, not because of the sermon, but right after I got done streaming earlier, I went on and checked that he was live, saw he was, went over to YouTube, saw this on his Rumble. Went over to YouTube and saw, yep, still streaming there. Ooh, the chat is open. And then Soot Kettle popped in with a few comments that quickly got removed, demonstrating fully that they're not only fully aware that they are streaming to YouTube, but they obviously don't care about, the violation of the ban. So for funny for all of Kent's bragging that they don't really need YouTube to that effect, they're desperate to get back on there again. That being said, we are of course going to watch his most recent stream. I just wanted to show that indeed the past few streams have been live. Damn, good little bit of them actually. 10 days ago, 11 days, 12 days, 2. Oh, wow. Wait a minute. Whoa, hang on a second. Whoa, this has been going on way longer. 2 months ago, 3 weeks, did a few dry runs. How did I not notice this before unless these were coming up private and then have eventually been put, yeah, these were private because they've been recently unprivated. That's what's been going on. We got new stuff here because look, 1 view, 2 views, 3 views. They had done test runs to see if it would work, and then they opened it up. Right about what day did they open things up? I think it was here at Proverbs. No, it would have to have been this. This was when they opened it up. Yeah, because it was right at the Whack and Atheist. So, damn, the plot gets deeper. They've been planning this for a while now, even while Kent was still rambling on. They took us off YouTube. We're not on YouTube. Beautiful. All right. Well, that's a fun little mystery that we just delved into. Well, not a little mystery we delved into at all. I can't speak today. That's something fun to have noticed. Great job there, guys. You've shown exactly what you were doing. Right, let's get to the point of Proverbs 8, how to tell you're wise. Or, as I titled this one, the one where Ken Hovind thinks he's wise because he's inevitably going to talk about himself. We all know it. So let's get this playing.
Good morning.
On YouTube, mind you. Let's be clear. This is YouTube. If you don't think this is YouTube, you are obviously completely blind. But, they took them off YouTube.
Folks, Kent Hovind here in the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama. It is August the 3rd, 2025. The secretaries found me some dinosaur shirts. Look at that, man.
Dinosaur shirts, look at that.
Hawaiian dinosaur shirts. Man, the atheists are going to say, you don't deserve one or something. Too bad.
Oh, Kent, trying so hard to play the victim, you can't even come up with something. Wow.
On a bunch of different channels. A lot of people are posting my stuff on YouTube. So go to YouTube and type in Kent Hovind. You might find some of my stuff. But I know we're on, let's see, Facebook, 150,000. Thank you for helping us with that. Tell your friends about it. If you got a Facebook following, tell all them. Sign up, okay? It's free. Rumble, let's see, our app, KentHovind.tv. Let's see, Instagram, Twitter. I don't know what all that is, but just sign.
Does he say the Y word?
Push a button, something will happen, okay?
See, again, he didn't say it. Now, in one of the more recent streams, Soot caught him, and I saw his clip of it real quick and was able to catch it when he had said it when I covered the stream, that he had said, again, they took us off YouTube. I had mentioned previously that he eventually changed it to where not on YouTube, then just stopped bringing up YouTube altogether. So he is most definitely aware of what's going on.
Share it, subscribe it, all that kind of stuff, whatever you got to do, and tell somebody about it. This message this morning may help. You can help us to open for free. Join our 777 Club. I like what you guys are doing. I'm going to donate $1 a day. We had a whole crowd here this weekend. Was that fun or what?
Whole crowd here this weekend.
Titus, How many were here altogether? Where'd Titus go? Titus, how many were here altogether? Over 100? Okay.
Translation: we had 10 people.
Imagine that every day. That's what we need. We need that every day. Okay. These two guys are walking through the woods, and one guy thought he was the smartest guy in the world.
Kent, that's not how you start into a story. You're supposed to go, here, let me tell you a story. Close off your previous commentary, then start a new section. If it was written, it would be a paragraph. I know this is an advanced subject for you, but, this is how English works. This is how speech works.
Talked this morning about how to have wisdom, okay? One guy stuttered real bad, and the smartest guy in the world, was getting frustrated by him. They're walking along, and the guy.
Let us continue to note that Kent is relegated to this tiny corner over here with all his bullshit in the way, this thing, and all this crap.
Said, hey, did you see that neat car? He looked around. He said, what neat car? He said, well, you look too late. So they walked a little further, and he said, hey, did you...
Kent, are you making fun of someone with a speech impediment? Is that what's going on here? Because that's what I'm taking from this. What the fuck, bro?
Did you see that pretty girl? He looked around. He said, what pretty girl? He said, you look too late. They walked a little further, and he said, hey, did it? He said, yeah, I saw it. He said, well, why just step in it? Okay.
That wasn't funny. That wasn't funny at all. I'm just making fun of someone with a speech impediment and then making a stepped in shit joke. Wow. Wow, I didn't know 2 minutes in I could be this disappointed, but this stream has hit a low faster than I've seen most of any Kent streams.
Some people think they're really smart. We're going to talk this morning in Proverbs chapter 8, how to really have wisdom, okay? We're on drdino.com, our website, a bunch of different...
Good point, Justin, who comments, Kent knows speech. He was in grade school for 15 years before he gave up on the 3rd grade. I'm surprised he made it that far.
Channels there, and you can watch everything for free. Come visit for free. I think it's over 40,000 now. We've had visitors from all 50 states and 80-some countries. Get our video series. By far the...
I'll bet he's counting mostly the statistics from the old DAL. I highly doubt he's got that much international tourism of any capacity. One being located in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, followed by being located in as pathetic a place as he is. Because at least being in Pensacola, he was near civilization. Not that I'd consider Florida civilization, but
Bestseller, 18 hours, $50. You can get it, watch it, copy it, return it, get your money back. Can't beat a deal like that. Same thing with our woes here.
I especially take offense to that given my slight stammering sometimes. I've had friends who have it a bit more severe. Yeah, I take strong offense to that.
What on earth is about to happen?
And yes, I know offense is taken, not given. But Kent hopes that people will take offense to these things because he enjoys it. That's what being that kind of asshole is. That's the same thing that people who identify as Apache attack helicopters, that's what they want to do. It's like, yeah, I want you to be offended by this. Hence why they do it.
Folks, it's coming like a freight train. Exactly as prophesied. The end of
like a freight train coming your way.
The world. Well, the end of this age anyway. So, Brother Hovind, what do you need at DAL? Well, we needed a cook. I think we got one here. Is she going to work?
Granted, the best 3 years of my career were in 5th grade, but I was the teacher. I would love Miss Job, what was her name? I would love to meet up with my 5th grade science teacher and thank her for having all the, for lack of a better word, faith in me that she did. For taking some time to teach me some advanced things here and there, tell me about subjects that she knew I would be interested in that we hadn't covered yet. She could well be gone now. This was, we're talking 30 years ago. Well, 30 years ago, I've been starting 5th grade, but still. Hope she's doing all right. I said, would really love to meet up with her. I ran into my third grade teacher who was equally awesome back when I worked at Toys R Us. She was so happy to see me. I had some cool teachers, some horrible ones. I'd say most were on the better side. A few sucked. I don't know why. Laura mentioned teaching. I just want to, bring that up. Show some respect to those who I learned from. William says, that wasn't even funny. That wasn't funny even counting crude humor. Yeah, exactly. It was garbage. Straight up garbage. Ken is neither intelligence nor wisdom, although I do think he's smarter than people think. I do think he likely knows some of the things he teaches are fallacies. Definitely. Definitely he does. He knows he's full of it. All aboard the night train. On again. Damn, Chris. Yeah. This is welcome to Sunday morning, bro. I usually catch up on anything else. If I didn't do it Saturday, I'll catch up on stuff on Sunday. And then we'll do we'll cover Kent's Sunday stream. And then usually after that, it's kind of a grab bag. You might get Sunday Sinfest, you might not. I might take a break. You never know. Hell, while I was in the part in between streams, I was getting clothes in the wash and had Star Wars going on my laptop. Guess which film and win an internet cookie.
Okay, she's not here today. Everybody likes her so far, so yeah. Still need a carpenter, a handyman.
Thank you, Laura. That does make me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. Just a different teacher, knowing that I appreciated a previous teacher who happened to teach the same grade. That I don't know how to describe it, but it makes sense. Feels good.
Okay, this is the crew that was here for the last couple of days from North Alabama. What do you need? Well, we reached thousands of people. They need another mechanic. We got lots of mechanical stuff going on. Lots of vehicles.
It wouldn't surprise me, those being old pics. It just cycles through the same ones, hoping we won't notice. Gotta wait 30 years before you can hit on your third grade teacher. No. It wasn't like that. However, ninth grade English teacher was only like, I think she was 22. I mean, she was married, but she was 22. She was pretty. Time took a bit of a toll, though. I also ran into her, ironically, while working at Toys R Us. But yeah, I know there was some stuff that went on, and I don't want to criticize somebody. I'm just, time isn't kind. Time hasn't been kind to me. Get my revenge on time, though. Once the chrono bomb is ready, it's over. There will be no more time. I don't know. I'm dumb. All right, hang on. I got to cover the Star Wars thing. Let's see. First off, Joe's being welcomed to the Tomato Church by Laura. Return of the Jedi? No, it was not Return of the Jedi this time around. It actually is A New Hope. And I seem like an Empire Strikes Back guy. I mean, I like all of them. Well, all the six of them that are real Star Wars and not what Disney came up with. No, Return of the Jedi is actually my favorite. I mean, I know Empire is objectively the best film. Return of the Jedi happens to be my favorite, but no, in this case, it was New Hope. It was straight up New Hope because I just needed some of the most pure Star Wars film. We all guessed original trilogy, yeah. Although I will totally watch the prequels at random points nowadays. I've totally grown to understand and appreciate them. Used to show a photo quite recently where I think I saw little Miss Stoney. Ah, yes. It's been a good while since the Stonies have been there. Had a hot band director in high school. Lots of us had crushes on him. I mean, it's unavoidable. It's when things go too far that's the problem. But let's continue.
To maintain, we need a fourth Jeep. I went and looked at two of them yesterday.
No, you want a fourth Jeep. You don't need a fourth Jeep.
All you need is money, brother. You can get anything. It's amazing. Other wants an old, I don't care.
Yep, including out of jail. You can become president as long as you pay enough. It doesn't matter. Pay your Soviet overlords enough. excuse me, post-Soviet overlords. See, if they were Soviet, they wouldn't be fucking around with us like that. But when you got the modern Russia, led by a certain guy, things get a little different. He took those Soviet tactics and realized he had no oversight bureau, and so he's just doing whatever the fuck he wants. And then, you know, Trumpy boy is slobbing on that old Putin knob. Just saying.
I've never had a new car in my life. Never. My little Toyota's got 326,000
Neither have I, Kent. What's your point?
miles on it. Yeah, we're going to go for $1 million. I'm not in this for the money. The old Chevy truck's got
I'm totally in it for the money.
245 or something like that. Anyway, group from Alabama came. North Alabama, they had a blast. We filled up all 3 Jeeps for every tour. I mean, they were piled in there. It hurts my voice, okay? I would like to get a 4th Jeep, so I only have to take 1 tour instead of 2 tours. So give me a 4th Jeep. Pray about that. I saw this Jeep sitting.
Justin, there isn't enough money in the world to give Kent some integrity or honesty. Even just either or. Also, Kent again taking creepy photos of random yards and shit.
In the woods. I left a note for the people. Looks like a 2010, I think. The lady's in the hospital, I found out. So please, pray that we get something, okay? Family from the Philippines will all.
Oh yeah, not pray for the woman. Pray that we can get something, huh? You're slipping up, Kent.
I wanted to go in 1 Jeep.
Yeah, and here we go with his shit he thinks is funny again.
The way they do it over there. Okay, let's see. I want to get to slide number. Hang on. Slide number 311. Proverbs chapter 8. This is the Henry Morris Defender Study Bible, which I highly recommend. I disagree.
You know, the very fact that a Defender's Bible exists shows that it requires defending when it shouldn't if it's arbitrary fact. I mean, just think about that. If it's truly so obvious as you all say it is, it shouldn't need a Defender's version.
With a few of his comments, but generally it's a King James Bible with Henry Morris comments. I knew Henry Morris pretty well. He started the Institute for Creation Research in Dallas, and his ministry got me started in the creation ministry. But he has excellent footnotes. How much is that, the study Bible? Do you know, Garrett? It's up on screen, $50. Awesome, okay. Wisdom. The 8th and 9th chapters of Proverbs are climatic. Oh, I forgot. Boot camp the end of this month. Yeah, be sure to sign up or come with. Call Joseph, 855 Big Dino, extension 4. Any questions about our boot camp? Come on down. So Henry Morris.
Yes, Kent tried to do a drowning, and when that didn't work, he went for a body slam. You'll give me that Jeep, Hovind suplex, and he still didn't get the Jeep.
Said the 8th and 9th chapter.
Now he's going to send his mafia-esque crew to go harass them until they give him the Jeep. He's done that, you know. People who bought properties he used to own after the feds took him over and resold them, his goons would harass him. And by goons, that includes, at the time, Joe and Eric Hovind.
The Proverbs are the climactic chapters of the first section written for Solomon. They provide a remarkable exposition of the divine wisdom, personified as the virtuous woman, while then also at its central heart identified.
You know, I've never seen guides defending elements of Star Wars. I've seen individuals arguing over elements of it. Midichlorians, that was famous. But I've never seen defenders books for it. Most I've seen is people trying to defend the Acolyte, but we ain't opening up that year-old can of worms. I need to write a retrospective piece on that whole fiasco, though. Anyway, what else? What's there? Oh yeah, I've never seen anybody writing a guide defending the ascension of the human gods in Tyria. I don't. You know, everyone seems to have just accepted Cormyr when she ascended. They didn't ask questions. They just did it. They're like, okay, she absorbed Abaddon's power. It's no longer the 5, it's the 6. And then 260 years later, Balthazar would become a dick. So now it's back to the 5. Spoilers. Spoilers for Path of Fire and Living World Season 3. Anyway.
With Christ himself. Christ is wisdom. And this proverb, Solomon.
I thought he was some dude. Is he some dude or is he wisdom?
Personifies wisdom as a wise woman calling out, hey boys, get some wisdom here. Son, let me tell you how important it is to get wisdom. Wisdom is like a woman calling out to people in the street as they pass by. He said the same thing in Proverbs chapter 1.
The fuck does that even mean?
Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse. In the opening of the gates, in the city she.
Jar Jar Hovind. Misa kent Hovind. Who say you? Muy big the Jesus is. God. I feel like that accent is offensive, and I know it's just Gungan, but like, still not as bad as what they had for the, fuck, what species are Newt Gunray in them? Yeah.
Uttereth her words. How long, you simple ones? How long going to take you to wake up? I feel that way with the atheists. How long going to take you to wake up?
I don't know, Ken, how long gonna take you to realize you're a scamming piece of shit? Oh, wait, you already know it. You're just too goddamn dishonest to actually acknowledge that you're a total piece of shit. Which is fine, but, we're gonna keep calling you out, Hovind.
Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Challenge this motherfucker to a duel. I'd win, and I'm blind as fuck.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, which means you atheists who think there's no.
The fear of the Lord is fucking stupid if you're supposed to have an all-loving deity. I seriously want you to justify that. And not through some almost said the word! Some ridiculous analogy. Like, oh, you're scared of your parents, right? Because it's like, no, I'm not. There's a difference between the kind of, what should be respect between parents and children, which I'm not even going to get into that kettle of, of bullshit. But your deity's supposed to be all loving, yet we're also supposed to fear them, is a really, really stupid duality. Amongst nothing but stupid dualities.
God, you don't fear him, that's for sure. You can't even start. You haven't even started on the road toward wisdom.
Yes, because Magic Book arbitrarily says, hey, you don't know wisdom unless you know the deity. Prove it, Hovind.
Or knowledge, okay? You might think you're really smart with school facts. You can quote, pi to 37 decimal places, something like that. 3.14159.265.
We have Cloud in the chat. Everyone say hello. Nemoidian, thank you. Thank you very much, Justin.
And you think you're really smart, but you really haven't even started on.
And I mean, let's be clear. I like the Nemoidian accent because that's the thing. Those accents are real accents or inspired by real accents. It's just people take things oddly, so you got to kind of work around stuff, and I hate that. But one person being an asshole ruins it for everybody, I guess.
Road to wisdom, okay? Ignore them, son. They're fools. The Bible says the fool said in his heart, there's no God. The fool said in his heart, there's no God. It's in there twice, okay? A humanist is a person who believes man.
Oh, Lord. Laura says, holy shit, I just figured out why my twang is back. It's all the Kalisu. I've been listening to you so much, I started to twang again. Oh, yeah. You know what I hate is that it always kind of slips through randomly in my speech, So sometimes like that, I just lean fully into it. And other times, I try so hard to hide it, or it just never does come out. But then, I hear myself verse others, like if I'm in a group chat or something, and you hear me be all country banjo boy. Yeah, I sound more country than the country people. It's freaking crazy, man. I don't know. It is what it is. It's also funny I can go instantly from that to a Memphis accent. How does that work? God loves you, but if you don't believe in the delusion, he's going to burn you forever and ever. Exactly. Ken thinks memorizing words and numbers makes him a scientist. Yep. I mean, I'm afraid of one of my parents, says Deviant, because that's what happens when your parent's an abusive piece of shit who finds joy when their 5-year-old child looks at them with terror in their eyes. Yeah, Deviant, I know that feeling. Is there a language in Star Wars that fans have learned to speak? Well, I mean, basic, but that's kind of a given. I think Huttese has been pretty well worked out. I think that one is kind of the Klingon of Star Wars. I could be mistaken, but I know when Huttese was put in for Return of the Jedi, there were actually some grammatical rules written so it would sound like a proper language. Because I think it actually is an auxiliary one, like made up for the story rather than based on a real one. Because like Nine Noob, the guy with Lando during Return of the Jedi and the Death Star battle, that is an actual language he's speaking, and I forget what it is. But there's actually a lot of real language spoken in varying through Star Wars. It's just repurposed, which is kind of cool. If a fool believes there is no God, then an intelligent person believes in Thor. Yep. Ken thinks God's so great, but I've never seen him create a Jeep. Exactly, Zoso. And Laura finishes compared to responding to Deviant with, I was afraid of my mother until she died. Hated it so much. My kids are not afraid of me. No matter what happens, I fucking win. Bingo. Yeah, Mandalorian. I forget the details on that language.
And is God. Voltaire said, they did not like to retain God in their knowledge. God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. Do humanists believe?
Oh, so we do the things that aren't convenient. So we're putting in more work than you are, Kent. Convenient is you lounging around in your hot tub. What's not convenient is me going to work and actually, earning a living from my hard work. And yet somehow my tax dollars went to feed you while you were in prison. And even today, passively support you by virtue of this theocratic hellscape of a government we're starting to get, giving precedence to fuckers even like you versus actual science.
In a supreme being? Emphatically, yes. That supreme being is man. Humanists have no knowledge of any being more supreme. I believe you. You have no knowledge of anybody who's smarter than you. I believe you. Why'd you step up?
After a few carbonated drinks, I can almost speak Wookiee. That's a terrible Wookiee.
Okay. The turning point in history will be the moment that man becomes aware that the only God of man is man himself.
Laura, effectively, yes. And actually, the thing with languages in Star Wars is that what we hear for the sake of film is just sort of a representation of how common to us or how, no pun intended, alien a language would sound. So some weird sub-Saharan dialect of something that small tribe speaks would sound very, very exotic and fit a certain alien race versus like something that's more conventional and just having them go on and speak basic, even with just like an accent. Hence the various accents are indicative of those differences. That's where they serve a role narratively. Of course, in reality, it's a matter of Star Wars being filmed mostly in London, and so a lot of the extras cast, people, major bit players that weren't part of the core cast, like the Imperials, all happen to be people from the area, and so that's why the Coruscant dialect, i.e., what all the Imperials speak, happens to be more British English.
This is called stupid. Okay. The serpent said,
Everything in their Bible is stupid, Kent. You said it.
To the woman, you won't die. Go ahead and eat that fruit. God knows in the
To the woman, can't even call her Eve. Oh, right, because unto the woman, because that's the way that shit's written.
day you eat thereof, your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods. Hey, lady, follow me. You get to be God. Actually, Lucifer wants to be God. In Isaiah 14, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. This is God telling Lucifer what he's thinking. God already knows everything everybody's thinking.
Good. Wow, just had a cough kind of come out of nowhere. Good for him, Kent.
Lucifer, you said, I will be like the Most High. And Satan has used this lie to start dictators all over the world.
Look, I've never seen a dictator who was like Willie Nelson, so you're obviously reading into this wrong. As I always stress to you, the Most High is Willie Nelson.
The purpose really being to reduce the population, okay? Because he knows someday some seed of the woman's going to bruise his head. So he's trying to kill every human being alive. He gives people like Adolf, idiot Hitler.
So Zoso, that Wow, I need to just Photoshop Kent's face over that picture of Dolph there. I'm going to step back just a frame so that he's not sitting on the screen the whole time. Oh, damn, Hovind's still there. Zoso, Leah and the accent is a combo factor of that being the first shot she filmed. It also happened to be with Peter Cushing. I've heard conflicting stories of it was her being nervous and kind of intentionally mimicking the accent, or a matter of her having been in doing something that had caused her to get used to doing the accent for performances at the time, and so her just defaulting to it and them just rolling with it. In universe, it's supposed to be her mocking Tarkin, but ostensibly it was one of the first scenes filmed with her, the first scene filmed with her. So for whatever reason, she put on that accent, and they didn't do reshoots.
So he's trying to kill every human being alive. He gives people like Adolf, idiot Hitler, oh, I'm God. Oh, I'm God.
You know, he never said that in any way, shape, or form. Period. And I mean, and I'm not defending Dolphy Boy here, but he didn't say that. That wasn't his stance at all.
Oh, had huge rallies. I'm God, follow
This is stupid.
me. I'm God. I'm God. Hey, Gabriel, come here and listen to this. This guy thinks he's God.
Yes, your magic sky daddy laughed at that, but didn't do anything to stop the atrocities that would come. You really want to stand on that joke, Kent?
Yeah. Doth not wisdom cry and understanding put forth her voice? She standeth in the top of the high places, by the way in the paths, and the way of the places of the paths. She crieth at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors. Unto you, O men, do I call. My voice is to the sons of men. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. I will speak here, for I will speak of excellent things. The opening of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. The word abomination means it makes you sick, makes you want to puke, okay? All the words of my mouth are...
How does God puke? How does the deity vomit? Also, that's not what abomination means. That is how one would react to something that they truly felt was an abomination. Those are different concepts there, Kent.
in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them. Abomination. That word's used in the Bible quite a few times. You can read, just Google abomination. I forget how many, a whole bunch of times in the book of Proverbs.
Yeah, and you should look up how many times kill is used. What does that tell you?
Okay. It's abomination. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing perverse in them. Perverse, contrary to what is right or good, wicked, depraved. I've met some perverse people. Anybody met some perverse people out there? Yeah, okay. Perverse used in the Bible quite a few times. He said, and the angel of the Lord said, why hast thou smitten thine ass 3 times? This is Balaam smacking his donkey because he wouldn't obey. It was the Lord stopping the donkey so he wouldn't do something stupid. I went out to withstand thee. It was God saying, I'm the one that stopped your donkey. Thy way is perverse before me. Read Numbers 22 for more on that.
Couldn't he have just popped down and been like, hey, bro, don't take this path. Go this way. It's a lot better. Trust me on this one. And then magicked away? That would have worked.
Saul's anger was kindled against Jonathan. This is his own son, because he helped David. And Saul wanted to kill him, his own son-in-law, David. And Jonathan was helping David escape from his own dad. He was going to kill him. Anyway, you can read that story, 1 Samuel 20. Saul's anger was kindled and said, thou son of the perverse, rebellious woman. Talking about his wife. Okay. If you look at this in other verses, well, perverse is used in Proverbs a bunch of times too, okay? The Message Bible. Saul exploded at Jonathan, you son of a slut.
Oh, damn. Imagine tuning in to this stream. Oh, there's this Dr. Hovind, this pastor. And you come in on that. Let's just see what this guy's about.
Saul exploded at Jonathan, you son of a slut.
What?
This is what other Bibles have done, okay? New Living Translation. You stupid son of a whore. You son of a wicked, worthless woman. Get a King James, okay? Throw the rest away or put them on the shelf and label them poison. Get an old-fashioned King James Bible. Watch my video number 7 for a whole lot more on that. Why you better.
Okay, Kent.
Use a King James. Had somebody yesterday called me, asked about the different Bible versions. I said, what do you got? I think he said NIV or something. I said, hey, I want you to read something to me. Open up to Acts chapter 8, read verse 35. So he opened it up, read it, 35. I said, now read verse 36. He read it. I said, now read verse 37. He said, it's gone. I said, Rob, why is verse 37 gone?
You know, I've had this explained to me that it was it was structurally worked into the later verse, so the numbering was kept consistent. So they didn't put in the number, but it was worked into the next thing because that was apparently more accurate to the original when that was translated from or something. I'm not sure, but the actual message is still there. So him saying that because they kept numbering consistent that something's missing is silly.
Check your Bible. Do you have Acts 8:37? If you don't, throw it away. Get a real Bible. Okay. Perverse. Jesus answered and said, "O faithless and perverse generation. O faithless and perverse generation." He said in Acts 20, also of your own selves shall men arise speaking perverse things. Philippians, that they may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke, in the midst of a wicked and perverse nation. How many of you ever have those days where you feel like you are stuck in the middle of a perverse crowd, a perverse nation, a perverse neighborhood, a perverse internet? Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds. Used in the Bible 20 times. You can Google that yourself. Okay. He said, all the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There's nothing froward, stubborn, or perverse in them. They're all plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that find knowledge. Receive my instruction, not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. Wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. Rubies. Rubies are used in the Bible 6 times, mentioned a bunch of times in the book of Proverbs, okay?
That's it? Rubies are only used 6 times? Hello, I wish to purchase this with rubies. Oh, there we go. We got one of the 6 in the Bible. What? Yeah, throughout this whole story, it can only be used 6 times total. So you're telling me if I go over here and I buy from that guy, and that guy, I do use the rubies for each one. That at the end, no, I can't at the 6th one. Yeah, exactly. What is this? I don't even know what accent that was. It was a hodgepodge of everything. I just went into man who barters. That's the accent he has.
Rubies are amazing. Now, to some people, I'm sure to a dog or a cat, that's just a rock, Doesn't matter to them at all. But to some people, rubies are very important.
Wow, it's just a rock. It's just really pretty, and we have a little trait of liking shiny things.
The world's largest ruby, discovered in Mozambique, sold for $34 million. You bought a rock for $34 million. Come see our gravel pit. We have lots of rocks. We'll sell them to you lots cheaper. Billy, how many rocks do we have out there? Billions and billions. Who can find a...
Laura chiming in that it's actually the exact opposite. Verses were added in. Wow. Makes sense.
Virtuous woman, her price is far above rubies. Solomon writing to his son, we'll get there later, Proverbs 31, the perfect woman, the virtuous woman. What's the first trait you can have from a perfect woman? She's valuable. Secondly, the heart of her husband to safely trust in her. He can trust her. If you can't trust your wife, you're in trouble, okay? He said in
Sounds like you're talking from personal experience there, Kent.
Ecclesiastes, Solomon said, 1 man among 1,000 have I found. I found 1 man out of 1,000 who was faithful. But a woman among all those have I not found. I think if anybody looked, it was Solomon. He had 700 wives and 300 porcupines. He looked, couldn't find one. That's what he said anyway.
What?
Receive instruction. It's better than, the wisdom is better than rubies. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence and find out knowledge of witty inventions. I can't figure out that witty inventions part. I think the ancient people knew a whole lot more than we know, way more. They were living, see, Adam came pre-programmed straight from the hand of God, and Adam lived to be 900 years old.
Wow, and I bet in all that time he still couldn't set the time on his VCR.
He talked with God probably for 100 years. There is no telling what he knew, okay? And then he lived long enough to pass that on to his great-great-great-great-grandson. Noah's daddy could have known Adam. Passed that knowledge on to Noah, who passed it on to his son Shem. And Shem...
Money's just lines on paper.
Oh, okay. Shem lived long enough to meet Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I don't think ancient man was a stupid monkey walking around with a banana hanging from a branch by his tail. I think they were incredibly smart. I think they would laugh at the technology we have today.
Yeah, right, Hovind.
We show these giant machines to move these huge boulders. They'll say, oh, you should see how we did it. I don't know. We're going to find out one day. It's going to be cool. Anyway.
Yep. Okay there, Kent.
Prudence. What is prudence? The ability to govern and discipline oneself by the use of reason. Are you reasonable enough that you can discipline yourself? Some of you can't quit putting a butt in your mouth and sucking on it, or cigarettes, because you can't discipline yourself, can you? Like a baby with a pacifier. Get rid of, how much have you spent on that? How much more are you going to spend before you learn? You're going to have to be in the hospital with a tube in your nose and the doctor saying you got 3 months to live. Is that what it's going to take? Prudence, ability to govern and discipline yourself. Sagacity or shrewdness in the management of affairs. How you doing managing your life, managing your business? Skill and good judgment in the use of resources. Wow, do you stand there with the door open while the air conditioner's on and talk for 30 minutes? You're not prudent, okay? The fear of the Lord is to hate evil.
Wow, all this petty bitching about old man shit. All while he wastes time and energy having unskilled fuckwits build his shitty theme park that I'm waiting for another person to have an accident at.
Pride and arrogancy and the evil way, and the froward mouth do I hate. Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom. I am understanding, I have strength. This is Solomon.
Yeah, Newt, exactly. It's like we know they didn't. We know that's not possible. And now it's Hovind's responsibility to prove otherwise.
Telling his son to listen to this woman who has all these attributes. By me, kings reign, and princes decree justice. Son, get wisdom. By me, princes rule, and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. Get up early and seek wisdom. Pray. I do this all the time, many times a day. Lord, give me wisdom. I don't know what to do in this situation. Riches and honor are with me, yea, durable riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yea, than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver. Some of you are working so hard for money, getting wisdom is more important, Solomon says. I lead in the way of righteousness.
Well, you're lacking in both, compared at least to what money you used to have, and you've never really had anything resembling wisdom, so, sorry, I yawned there. You, got a lot of making up to do, Kent.
In the midst of the paths of judgment, that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance. Look, if you seek God's wisdom and knowledge, he'll take care of all the financial stuff. Forget it. You don't need it. Okay. Jesus' disciples were out fishing one day. Their whole life.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen God balance a checkbook.
Life had been fishing. They were excited about catching fish. Remember that? That was their. Some people. That's.
Remember that?
The most important thing in your life. Whoa! I caught a fish. Okay. One time, Jesus went out and met the disciples. He said, "Hey guys, throw the net on the other side." "Oh, we fished all night. We didn't catch anything. We never throw it on the right side." "Come on, Jesus. Come on." "Oh, okay, we'll try it." He said, "Let down the nets," plural.
Yeah. Hovind is the quintessential hypocrite.
Let out the net, singular, and the net broke. Duh, you should have listened to him. He said nets, plural. But one time, they caught a great crowd of fish, full of fish. They dropped everything and said, "We're going to follow Jesus. This is more important than fish." Yes, I think following wisdom and following Jesus is more important than getting a fancy car, getting a big house. What are you chasing in your life?
Because, that's why I have a cabin with a hot tub and I need a fourth Jeep. and I got all these trucks for my slave labor to do work in because I really got them for myself, not for them. They aren't leaving with these trucks, even though I act like they're theirs. They're theirs insofar as they've been assigned to them. But much like my work name badge sitting over there, technically it's property of the company I work for and not mine.
I don't know. Think about it. Tell you what, go back and look at your history of your phone for the last 2 days. What did you do? That'll tell you what's important to you.
Um, Phones don't work that way. Talking about browsing history? Let's see the app history. Then, yeah. If you don't see my browsing history, okay, Kent, I ain't ashamed of nothing.
The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. This is God possessed wisdom. I think this is a personification of Jesus Christ. I was set up from everlasting. See, Jesus Christ is everlasting. He is eternal God.
Yes, everything's Jesus popping up before he's supposed to pop up. How convenient.
Wherever the earth was. I was there before the earth. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water, before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. Did you know, we can go off on 100 rabbit trails here. There's dust in the atmosphere, real tiny little particles. And when up high, real high, water molecules collect around.
And when up high, instead of saying up high, it sounded like up high. Up high in the atmosphere. Is it a pizza? No, it's cheesecake, which is technically a pie. Man, I hadn't had cheesecake in so goddamn long. It's been like 2 or 3 years since I had some cheesecake. I need some motherfucking cheesecake. Who among you would like to come to Memphis and us together find a cheesecake place and enjoy? There used to be one effectively across from where I work, but that closed down, as I would expect it to. Nothing lasts in this godforsaken city.
That dust. Okay? Then if they freeze, they turn into a snowflake. If you look at a snowflake under a microscope, every snowflake is centered around a little grain of dust. Jesus said, I'll make you whiter than snow. Did you know every snowflake has a dirty
Wow, that's racist.
black heart? He'll make you whiter than snow. There's a whole sermon in there. But the condensation nuclei, they're called, the little dust particles. Dust.
Hey, Nick. It says still in Carolina at the moment. We are going to get things worked out this month, though. Everything just has to come together, which it will. Yeah, everything's copacetic. So hopefully by this time next month, he and I will already be well settled into a new team HQ for more online shenanigans of all types.
In the highest part of the world. Otherwise, we couldn't have rain. That's never mind. Okay.
So wisdom is a woman, and Jesus is wisdom. So Jesus was a woman from Laura. Logic works.
When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth. Compass, draws a circle. The earth is round. Okay. Don't give me this flat earth stuff. Okay. In Psalm 104, who laid the foundations of the earth that it should not be removed forever. Thou coverest it with the deep. He covered the earth with water. When was that? Well, when the flood came. The water stood above the mountains. At thy rebuke they fled. At the voice of thy thunder they hasted away. When God got done killing everybody with the flood, he made the water rush off. How did he do that? Well, they go up by the mountains, they go down by the valleys to the place which thou hast founded for them. The mountains lifted up, the valleys sank down, the water rushed off, and God created continents. Part of the world is above sea level. Most of it is still underwater. One atheist at Hovind.
Yeah, there's no way Kent could ever admit that he's wrong about anything. And that was about the point where Soot and I had made it into the live chat, which of course is not shown, and comments are turned off. Not that you'd see us having been there anyway, but we took screenshots and photos of us posting. They made it into Discord and showing examples of everything getting censored, which is where we learned that they are fully aware that they're streaming to YouTube, and Joseph is actively monitoring this stuff.
The world was flooded. Where'd all that water?
Which I guess is where I'll may take a moment to make the point that Joseph is a chicken shit piece of well, shit.
Go. It's still here. Anybody ever seen the ocean before? There's a whole lot of water out there. Yeah, I've flown over Atlantic, Pacific. There's a lot of water out there, believe me. Okay. That was a set of bound that they may
Yeah, Nick, you're welcome.
not pass over. That would be called the beach, okay? That they turned not again to cover thee. When he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he gave to the sea his decree, he told the oceans, here's the boundary, don't go past that. He appointed the foundations of the earth. Then I was by him. As one brought up with him, I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him. Again, personification of Jesus Christ and wisdom. Back in the book of Job, chapter 38, the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind. Now listen, folks, if a tornado starts talking to you, pay attention. Okay.
You know, Kent, it's funny. You said this phrase earlier. You know, I've heard described that when a tornado is coming towards you, the sound it makes sounds like a freight train coming your way. I don't know where I was going with that. I just found it kind of interesting.
Who is this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge? God is telling Job, your four friends.
That answer is Kent Hovind. He's the one who darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge, because Hovind doesn't know shit.
Talk for the last 37 chapters are stupid. They didn't know what they're talking about. Job, gird up now thy loins, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? For the next 4 chapters, God asks Job questions. Job never answers a one. Job, where were you when I built the world? He doesn't say. And by the way, I cover a lot of this on videotape number 3 about dinosaurs and how God showed Job 2 dinosaurs. Where wast thou when I've laid the foundations of the earth? He said, hast thou entered into the springs of the sea? Who laid the measures thereof? Who measured this ocean out here, Job? Who stretched a line upon it? What are the foundations thereof fastened? What holds the world up, Job? A floating ball in space. Where's the foundation? Who laid the cornerstone? When the morning stars sang together. Oh, there's a whole sermon in there. Don't get me.
Hey, note that 6 right there talks about foundations. They ain't talking metaphorical. I'm just gonna use the phrase I love: turtles all the way down.
We started. How much time? Forget it. I'll skip it. Okay. Morning stars sang together, and the sons of God shouted for joy. See, Lucifer was excited when God laid the foundations of the earth on day 3. Lucifer was a good guy. He was probably created on day 1 or 2 with all the angels. At the end of day 7, God said, it's very good. Lucifer had not fallen. You folks teaching this idea that Lucifer fell before the creation and God had to remake the world, that's stupid and unscriptural. It's wrong, okay? Who shut up the sea with doors when it brake forth as it issued out of the womb? You mean the fountains of the deep broke open, the water gushed
Oh yeah, this gets gross.
out? I delivered my second son at home. If you've never seen a woman's water break to have the baby, this is a good description, okay? Ain't nothing like it. But I don't want to do that again, okay? Okay. When I made the cloud, the garment.
Funny too that it happens like every other placental mammal in some capacity. Makes you think that maybe we're all related in some way, that your God couldn't come up with a better methodology. It's funny how incompetent they want God to be to explain special creation.
Thereof, and thick darkness a swaddling band for it, and break up for it my decreed place, and set bars and doors. He's talking about how the water came shooting out, flooded the world, and then God put it back in the ocean, said, stay there now, okay? Hitherto shalt thou come, but no further. Here shall thy proud waves be stayed. The giant waves beat on the beach, and the beach wins every time, okay? It's back in 2 Peter 3. He said, knowing this first, there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust. They're going to say, where's the promise of his coming? The atheists do mock the Christians. Well, Jesus said he's coming back. He hasn't come yet, has he? Ha ha. Since the
Also, placental lizards from Rosina. Good point.
others fell asleep, all things continue as they were. For this they willingly are ignorant. They're stupid on purpose about 2 things. The earth was standing out. He made the heavens and the earth standing out of the water and in the water. How can the earth be out and in? I'll show you. Second thing they're ignorant of was the flood. The world was overflowed with water, and they're ignorant of the coming judgment of God.
Except none of us are ignorant of any of this by any definition. We know quite well what you think has happened and will happen. It is simply unsubstantiated ramblings from people from the stupid ages. Or, excuse me, ramblings from the people who believe in the ramblings of people from the stupid ages.
We cover all this on video number 2 of my series, what the original creation was like. There was water above the firmament, like the Bible says in Genesis 1 and 2. The firmament's where the birds fly. There was water above the atmosphere. It's not there anymore. It's gone. It fell down at the flood. And there was water under the crust of the earth. And there still is a lot of water in the crust of the earth. When they got to the bottom of the ocean, they found hot water vents shooting up into the bottom, thermal vents. Well, hold it. If there's water shooting up into the bottom of the ocean, where does it have to be coming from?
The rest of the ocean? It's a cyclic process there, Kent.
Lower than that? Right? There's still water under the crust of the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, all the fountains of the great deep were broken up, and the windows of heaven were open, and the rain was upon the earth 40 days. The rain only lasted 40 days. The water kept coming up for 150 days. Read Genesis. Because the fountain.
Kent doesn't wash his hands. Man probably also doesn't wipe his ass, because that's women's work. This just in, Ken Hovind doesn't wipe. Allegedly.
Of the deep broke open. Walt Brown's hydroplate theory is awesome. We're going to have to modify that and add the canopy theory above that. Joseph, how's that project coming? Slow.
Joseph, are you finished doing all my work for me?
You've only been on it for, 14 years now?
Also, could you come wipe my ass? It's been a few hours. Hovind done had a duty.
Okay, back to Proverbs. Rejoicing in the habitable part of his earth. Habitable, the part you can live on. My delights were with the sons of men. What's this habitable part? Well, as Isaiah said, God, thus saith the Lord that created the heavens, God himself that formed the earth and made it. He established it. He didn't create it in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. You know, when God first made the world, it was a whole lot different than what we are seeing. He formed it to be inhabited. Today, 71% is ocean. 10% is still covered in ice at the poles. 10% at least is desert. 7% is mountains. 3% of the earth is habitable for mankind. What we're seeing is a junkyard. This is not what Adam and Eve saw. It was, the whole world was habitable, and it was covered in trees and plants from pole to pole. Today, because of the tilt over 23.5 degrees, you can't do that. There's a place that gets no sunlight for a while, Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. But if the earth were not tilted and spinning around on equinox, everybody would get 12 hours daylight, 12 hours darkness, everybody. And if it had a canopy overhead to compress the air, it'd be perfect temperature everywhere, pole to pole. You wouldn't have any cold ice caps at the pole. Anyway, get video number 2 and number 6 for more on that. Rejoicing in the habitable part of the earth. Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise. Refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me.
God, this book sucks.
Watching daily at my gates. This is wisdom saying, hey, pay attention. I got some wisdom for you. It's personified as a woman hollering out on the street. Pay attention. Come to my gate. I got something for you. I've got wisdom. Waiting at the posts of my doors. Whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. He that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. In Job, we see Job talking in Job chapter 12. Doth not the ear try words? And
You know, is it just me, or is the story of Job kind of a massive case of Stockholm Syndrome? Let me know what you think.
the mouth take meat? With the ancient is wisdom, and in length of days is understanding. Job telling his 4 friends, look, the longer you live, the more you should be learning. You should get some wisdom. But James said, if you lack wisdom, ask of God. He giveth liberally. I pray for that a whole bunch of times a day.
Whoa. What was that? What was that word right there? Liberally? God's one of them there liberals. You heard it here first. God's a liberal. One of them lefty commie scum, Hovind.
Lord, give me wisdom what to do in this situation. Who is a wise man? James 3. and endued with what knowledge among you, let him show out of the good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. The word wisdom found in the Bible 234 times. Here is wisdom, Revelation 13. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast.
And yeah, I should address this, since Deviant does bring it up as a good point, and I appreciate you understanding that it's not totally what I meant. But yes, that people back in the Bronze Age, humans throughout, especially once we developed civilization as we have it about 10,000 years ago, the idea of the big cities and, cooperative settlement. People were just as smart as us. They were just as capable of thinking. There is effectively no difference between me and you and someone 10,000 years ago, as far as thinking power goes. But as I always like to say, they didn't have the shoulders of giants to stand on. They were the giants who who developed these earliest techniques for things that we still use, construction methodologies and stuff that we still use today in some sort of adopted ways. The proto-engineers, the proto-scientists were these people figuring out metallurgy, figuring out the strength of various materials under certain stresses. So yeah, she's definitely right to say that I'm fully aware that they were smart people. They didn't have the experience that we have. They're not building on 10,000 years of technological progress. And I say idiots from the Bronze Age or something of that effect, insofar as this was how they explained the stuff they couldn't understand. So in a sense, they were dumb from that perspective, but again, weren't. It's meant mainly just as a pejorative to the people who wrote this stuff, because, they weren't exactly Aristotle. That's all I'm saying. If that makes sense. I don't even know if it does anymore. I'm tired. Hovind makes me sleepy now.
It's a number of a man. Man was born on the sixth day created. Goliath's brothers had 6 fingers and 6 toes. Okay. His number is 666. Well, wisdom is found in there.
This is true, Sooty. He hasn't mentioned that super cold meteor for a while, which would be a comet. It wouldn't even be a meteor.
A bunch, but this one's interesting. Found in Proverbs 54 times, okay? What's this? Revelation 13. He caused all, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. By the way, it's in the hand, in the forehead. New Bibles have changed it to on the hand. Throw those away. Get a King James. There's thousands of little tiny changes that I think are critical. That no man might buy or sell. How can they control buying and selling with a mark? Go to the grocery store and see. You can watch it happen in the last 15 years. Here is wisdom.
While a text message literally comes in on somebody's cell phone. The very device they all have and use contains the mark that they complain so much about. Supposedly.
Count the number of the beast. It's the number of a man. 603.
Yeah, Nero. Get over it.
Score and 6. 666. 1973, they invented the Universal Product Code, UPC.
Here we go. Here we go. This fucking idiot's gonna go through this crap where, because the control characters that define the center and the end of UPC standardized formatting, because those characters happen to be similar to, but not identical to, the character 6. Otherwise, they would scan as a 6. He's going to say, that's the mark of the beast. Good fucking God, Hovind.
They started marking products. The first one was Wrigley's chewing gum. The first retail product sold using a barcode scanner.
Also, Kent, ignoring that areas like Europe have their own systems, I see plenty of products with an EAN number on them. And that's their equivalent over there.
So, who cares? Well, here it is right here. You got all these lines and spaces, right? Black line, some wider than others. They invented this binary code, 0101.
It's not
so a single skinny line.
It's not binary.
It's a 1. If it's a white line, it's a 0. Notice the first 2 are not marked at the bottom. They don't tell you what they are. Doesn't tell you. Now, what are these? 2 skinny lines. Now they've got it even more complicated, but it's the same thing, same binary code.
No, it's not.
Well, in computer language, The word zero is made up of 0001101. The computer reads all that and types a zero.
No! Everything about this is wrong. Rosina, am I taking crazy pills here? This man conflicting fucking encoding schemes with raw binary data. A zero in binary would be a zero. Binary is either on or off. State of 1 for on, 0 for off in conventional representation. Fucking going through ASCII tables and shit, bruh.
Okay? Or there's two different ways, the right and left-hand code. The one side of the barcode is to tell the
big Indian and little Indian. And no, that's Indian as in E-N-D-I-A-N. Indian, some might want to say, rather than, Indian like India. Let's be clear on that. Is that what you're going for? I don't think that's what you're going for.
Store how many of these products are left on the shelf and where to order it. It can trigger the computer, order more, chewing gum. The other side is the price. And the store can manage that one. They can set their own.
No, that is not at all how it is. The entire encoding of a universal product code is going to be the start and close brackets so that the scanner knows exactly what it needs to interpret as data. And then the sets of lines are representative of digits 0 through 9. That's all a fucking barcode is. There is no price in the barcode. There is no name of the product or anything. There's a little bit of encoding stuff in that the earlier digits will indicate, over owning companies and manufacturer stuff because of the way these things are cataloged, potential UPCs are assigned, etc., since there can only in effect be so many. But Kent, no, none of the information on the product is actually stored in it. It's just a number representing the product in a database. That is it. What the fuck, man?
On price for their chewing gum. The number 6. There's two different ways to make a number 6. 010111111 or 1010000. So the number 6 can actually be made up 3 different ways. Every product since 1973 with this barcode has a 6 at the beginning, a 6 in the middle, and a 6 at the end.
No, that is not the same as that. That is not the same as that. That is not the same as that. You are ignoring the white space, Kent. Those are very different things, the control character and the 6 as represented in the UPC formatting. They are not the same thing. If you think they're the same thing, I want you to crop this out. Crop this out and overlay them. And you will notice they will not line up. I'm not talking about where the lines are. I'm talking about where the 6 is printed and noting the space over here. Obviously, this doesn't matter to that, nor does this. Oh, sorry, clicked it. That's obviously for the 5. That's obviously big, thick line for the 3. That 6 is part of the ending. There's that 6 part of the, that thick line's part of the ending right there. Come the fuck on, Kent. Come the fuck on. Oh, right. You're not the first one to come up with this. Morons like y'all have been doing this for 50 fucking years because you're too stupid to understand that two things that look similar are not the same thing.
They know that 2,000 years ago for John to say his number is 600, 3 score and 6. Now, in the old days, back in the early 70s, if you have any products from the 70s still sitting on your shelf, see if you can send me one of these, okay, for a museum. They used to have the F and the H underneath. Are you going to read it on the forehead or hand? This is from 1991.
The fuck? No. What the fuck are you even on about? This is new even to me.
Wisdom is like a woman calling out to the people in the street as they pass by. Get wisdom, son. Don't waste your time with stupid friends or on stupid games.
I might have stumbled and said city. I don't know. Just sorry, I'm taking a moment. Got everybody. Nick says that family's home. Got to hop off. Catch you later, brother. Just making sure, yeah, everyone says I'm not insane. I'm just, y'all heard me go livid over that one. That was just so fucking stupid.
They that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. They that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever. You know how to tell when you're wise? Not when you got 45 doctorate degrees from Harvard and Princeton and Yale and you think you're really smart. You know you're wise when you're.
Thank you, Deviant. He's either ASCII or he's an idiot, and I think that's what he was doing, was getting an ASCII table cross-referenced with the encoding scheme for digits in the Universal Product Code formatting.
You're turning people to righteousness, when you're turning people to the Lord. My preacher, I was a brand new Christian, 16 years old. He said, Kent, I want you to teach the 5th and 6th grade boys Sunday school class.
Joe, good point.
I said, brother, I've only been saved 4 months myself, or whatever it was. He said, this will be the best thing that happened to you. I poured myself into that class. I had a 30-foot-long timeline behind me. Got a roll of packing paper from the butcher, and rolled it out, taped it up, and I taught the kids about Adam and Eve, and went through the book of 1st and 2nd Samuel, all the different kings. Maybe some of you were in that class.
Laura asking if UPCs are binary, why are they utilize a different width, stripes different width? Doesn't feel like on-off to me. Multiple encoding schema, every fraction of that, whether it is light illuminated or not, i.e. light or dark, is going to read. So it's a deeper encoding schema, which Justin clarifies over here because I did kind of present it incorrectly. Barcodes read the white, not the black. That is technically correct. So does that mean Kent doesn't buy anything? Yeah, seriously. Seems to be at Walmart a lot. 2 ways to make a 6 in binary. That isn't how binary works. Yeah, that's the way he was going with stuff. Instead, he's talking about encoding schema.
Remember that from a long time ago? I poured, that made me want to bring people to righteousness. I worked on a bus route, bringing kids to
Start with yourself, fuckface.
church. At age 16, a fire got lit into my heart. I want my whole life to be turning people to the Lord. Son, a wise man spends his time, energy, and money turning people to the Lord. That's how you tell you're wise. Proverbs 11, the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life. He that winneth souls is wise. That's how you tell. What are you doing to bring people to the Lord? Anything? Look, if you can't shoot, carry bullets. Okay, take care of the wounded, pay for the bullets, do something. We got a soul-winning crown the Bible talked about.
Pay for your own goddamn ammunition, you cheapskate.
What is our hope or joy or crown of rejoicing? Are not even ye at the presence of Jesus Christ that is coming? He told the Thessalonian church, you are my crown. This is Paul talking. Revelation 20. I saw the thrones and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given to them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus. You know that's happening right now in countries all over the world. They are beheading Christians right now just because they're Christians. You watch these Muslim countries, that's part of the rule. If you won't convert, we have to kill you.
You watch these Christian countries. If you don't convert, we have to kill you. Wow, it's the same fucking thing, Kent.
Read the Hadith and all that stuff.
Read the Bible. See how they treat all the tribes around them that don't believe the same.
I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his...
Yeah, Kent thinks binary's a Nazi invention until it comes to gender identity. Then all of a sudden they're all about that binary. Cash-only consumer? Probably, knowing the way he avoids the paper trail. Walmart popularized / enforced UPCs. Definitely made it standard. Helped make it standard.
Mark. So you can't get the mark. And if you don't get the mark, you can't buy or sell. I want to think about that. They lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. If you
Yeah, Hobby Lobby's still not having UPCs on anything is mental. And they could use a completely different encoding scheme and be fine, but they don't use any barcode formatting because they don't understand it. When you can literally have any kind of encoding schema as long as it's consistent and you write something to read it. It's not hard.
Give up your life for the Lord in this coming time that's coming. If you're willing to let them...
In this coming time that's coming. Hey guys, did you know, that there's that coming time that's coming? Yep, coming time. It's coming.
Kill you for the Lord. He's going to give you a bonus prize. I'll show you.
Die for the Lord, get a bonus prize. Oh, yep, but evolution's the religion of death.
Get my timeline. The big one's behind me. Here's my little one.
No, Kent, we don't want to see your little one.
I believe God's working on a 7,000-year calendar because a day's like 1,000 years. There's the creation, the flood. Jesus came 2,000 years ago. We're now in what's called the age of the Gentiles. The Jews were supposed to be spreading the gospel. They didn't do their job. He took that natural olive branch off, Romans, grafted in the wild olive branch, us, the Gentiles. We're not doing a very good job either. He's going to take us off and put the Jews back in. There's a 1,000-year period called the day of the Lord. All the references are on my chart here, $10, a bunch of time put in, thousands of hours into this. That 1,000-year kingdom is the bonus prize. If you're willing to give up the last few years of your life here, let them cut your head off. He said, okay, I'm going to let you live on this new earth. I'm going to let you live on and be my ruler. You're going to rule with me. Jesus is going to rule the world with a rod of iron, and he needs people to govern different states and govern different cities.
Wow, iron. Really scared.
I want to be the mayor of Lenox. Yeah, okay. Hopefully have more people.
Could Jesus survive a 1.2 megaton warhead to the face? I don't think so.
People by then, but that's the 1,000 years is the bonus prize. Here it is. Would you give up a few years to gain 1,000 years ruling with Christ?
I don't know. Would you, Kent?
I don't know. The crown. You want to know if you're wise? Win souls. He that winneth souls is wise.
Your soul is mine.
Wise. So if you're not winning souls, what would that mean? You're stupid. Yeah. Okay. There's no kind way to say it. All right. Thank you. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, I pray that this is
Oh, he's out to the praying bullshit. We're going to turn that down.
Somebody to get busy investing their life and time.
What a load of crap.
Something that will matter for eternity.
Something that will matter for eternity.
Satan's got a lot of your children distracted on stupid things. They're more worried about a bunch of men fighting over a ball than they are about their.
There he goes, bitching about football.
Lord, wake somebody up today. And Lord, there's some people out there that they think they're smart. They don't even believe in you. They haven't even started on the road. Father, please shake them, wake them up.
Does 666 mean the road between Blackburn and Bolton in England is the road of the devil? Yes.
You, Lord, bless our little ministry.
Fuck your ministry,
Use us
Kent.
to reach souls worldwide. In Jesus' name, amen.
Die for the Lord, get a boner, Hovind. Oh man, glad that was over. I do not have the energy for this much, Hovind. I might have to take a small break. And the legendary joke, cool. Officially the I've Hovind live on his show club. An elite. Bet there's no Highway 660 in the United States because this country is stupid. I forget if there is or isn't. I think there actually is. I win all the Souls games. Zoso got good. So the only reason he's doing this is so he can rule for 1,000 years. Yep, and get his great rewards. He started talking about the rewards you get in heaven a lot, like it's a bonus prize after your game's over in pinball. It's like, come the fuck on, man. I pray, dear Lord, please help all the kids at DAL. Don't have them abused or killed. Amen. It's almost football season. Go Fins. Yep. Trash clothes, go to Hobby Lobby, Target, Walmart. It's getting tough, honestly. Oof. Yeah, getting crafting supplies is actually kind of a challenge. I've known a lot of people through the years who've had their say on how things have gone downhill. Finding stuff is a pain. Thankfully, one I don't know much about because I can't sew or anything good, and I gave up on cosplay years ago. I mean, look at me. I still haven't bothered oiling the squeaky chair. Squeaky! Anyway. All right, so that was Hovind's bullshit for the day. Still ban-evading on YouTube. Has republished all the or has unprivated the streams they were doing that they clearly shouldn't have been previously, as if we can't fucking tell. So yeah, this is just interesting case. Deviant, if you have the links ready of what people should report should they choose to, that would be great to share. Otherwise, I am out of this piece. I'll be in Discord and the like. Don't feel like streaming anymore today, although y'all know how I can be. Sometimes I might fire up something extra. Probably won't though. That all being said, much love as always. I'll catch everyone next time. Oh, here we go. Today's number on Sesame Street is 666. And their Highway 666 in Nevada, I think so. And I end with on screen the ban evading channels as Deviant has currently archived them. These are what should be looked into. Highway 686 no longer exists. They call it 491 now. Okay. And Phantom, ask him how separate kinds can share more than 4 alleles for the same gene. Interesting. And Deviant finishes up with reasons for reporting. I'll just leave those up for a little bit. Actually, I'll hop myself on off of here. Going to leave the stream kind of running for a bit as I pop up some of what y'all say on screen. And then that'll be that. So much love. I'll catch everyone next time.